Hey, it's May here. There were times when my career went really quickly upward and other times when it went sideways or even down. And the single biggest determining factor was whether or not I had a sponsor. A sponsor is somebody internal to your organization who's senior enough and powerful enough and has the clout to pluck you out and place you into a bigger, better opportunity. They're the person who advocates for you behind closed doors when all the important decisions are made. So you can see why it really pays to have a sponsor. So the question is, how do you find a sponsor? Well, the answer is you have to attract a sponsor to choose you, because you can't choose a sponsor. They're putting their personal reputation and political capital at risk by advocating for you. So they need to choose you. So the best thing you can do is put yourself out there so that they can see you and be attracted to sponsor you. Here are 3 steps that you can take. The first one is to look around and identify 1, 2, or 3 people who would be your ideal people to sponsor you. Then the second step is you want to get them to know who you are and to see you in action. See you in action in a business context. So that might be seeing you in action with a client, might be you speaking either in a meeting or publicly, or it might be that you need to go and set up a time to go and see them and get their advice on a business matter, give them a business update. Then once they see you, then the third thing that's important is that you give them a reason to choose to sponsor you. And you need to then do the following 3 things. You want to look the part. So look at how people are dressed for the level above you or 2 levels above you. You need to look the part for what you want them to support you for. And second thing is you need to act the part. So pay attention to how you're behaving around the office and make sure you're not treating the office like you're at home and only sprucing up your act when you're dealing with external people. In the office is where your sponsor is observing you, or your potential sponsors are observing you. So you want to make sure that the way that you're sitting in a meeting, the way that you're speaking, the kinds of things you're choosing to say or do, even the way that you're walking down the hall. Are you scurrying or are you striding? So pay attention to that. Then the third piece is you want to make sure you're delivering results for the part. And so at a minimum, you want to deliver the results that are expected from you at the level you're at. And then ideally, you want to be starting to deliver results at that next level that you aspire to. Again, that's what you want your sponsor to see that you're capable of. Which then brings me to the killers, right? There are 4 killers that you want to avoid because you don't want to give potential sponsors a reason not to choose you. So the first killer is that you are seen as lacking potential, because you remember the sponsor is backing you for what you can become. So it's almost more important to be seen as having potential for the next level than it is to be seen as doing a great job at the level you're at. It's very helpful to do the latter, but definitely need to be seen as having potential. The second killer is to be selectively motivated. And what I mean by that is that's the kind of person who really revs up the engines and puts on the jets at that last minute, or when they really like a project, but otherwise they're kind of lazy. The third killer is to be lacking in confidence. A sponsor would view you as too risky to back, because what if they get you that new opportunity and you don't have the confidence to execute? And then fourth is the killer of being politically naive. And again, when you're politically naive, you're apt to say the wrong thing at the wrong time to the wrong person and really upset the apple cart. So that, again, is a big risk to somebody who's looking to support you. They don't want you to make them look bad for having chosen to sponsor you. So by the way, as an extra tip, act asking somebody, will you be my sponsor, is a sign that you may be politically naive. Because remember, you don't choose your sponsor, they have to choose you. And asking is really kind of, it's just not something that you'd want to do. If somebody asks me, May, would you be my sponsor? I'm starting to wonder about their judgment, their naivete. So I want you to think about how you can accelerate your career by finding your sponsor and attracting them to choose you. Think about what you can do to give them reasons to choose you, and put yourself out there to do that, and make sure you refrain from giving them reasons to not choose you. So now I'd love to know, what's the next step you can take to attract your sponsor? And if you already have one, then what can you do to really nurture the relationship with the one you have? Leave me a comment. I'd love to hear. And if you're watching this from somewhere other than my blog, head on over to maybusch.com/blog, and I look forward to welcoming you there. And remember, be bold, play big, and spark joy for yourself and everyone around you.